Alright, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another edition of 5-Star Supreme Wrestling with Paige Croft's American Influence. We are here. New year almost. We've got a couple of tour shows, but our pay-per-view this episode will be in the new year. Reign Supreme 2023. I got a fun card here. We don't have anything pre-booked. Because the last show was, again, kind of like our SummerSlam. So I blew off a bunch of angles, a bunch of the storylines we had going. So this one will be getting new ones going, essentially. So yeah, Maki Yoshifuma has gone to her MMA fight. It's going to take 5 months for her to finish up there. Hopefully she wins, but in the meantime, Yu Hashimoto's got to find stuff to do. Other than that, the only other... I've signed Spider Isakawa to quote-unquote kind of take her place. She's obviously not over at all, but I've seen her. I saw her in the free agent pool for a while. I keep coming back to her. She's got a good look, and I'm like, you know what, let her work the indies, let her develop on her own. And then I'm like, okay, new year, how's she doing? And she's just not getting any work on the indies because she has not progressed her stats at all. So if I want her to get any good, I got to do it myself. So she's going to be kind of toiling in the undercard while she develops her skills, training with Hart Saito on safety and all that shit. So yeah, and then we are retiring the pay-per-view Women of Wrestling. Our February pay-per-view is retiring because I want to add a third tournament. We have two Grand Prix going on in the calendar year. We have the J Grand Prix and the Tag Grand Prix. However, in February, we're going to start the one-shot tournament. This will be the first year of it, and what does the one-shot tournament mean? Well, it means you have one shot to win it. It's a single elimination tournament. It's going to be kind of like our Cinderella tournament for those familiar with Stardom. And yeah, naturally, with all tournaments I do, you win the tournament, you get a world title match at the following pay-per-view. So yeah, people are going to be starting to try to call their one shot for the one shot. And other than that, I've got nothing else to do except get into the tour days. Alright, it is time to kick off Reign Supreme's shows. This is actually our first time booking a full Reign Supreme tour because, technically speaking, we only did, I think, like 2 or 3 tour shows in a pay-per-view in the first ever episode of this because the tour starts in December. So, yeah, we're getting a full Reign Supreme tour for the first time ever. And, yeah, we got the World Champ in the main event. We've got the Tag Champs booked. Yeah, let's just get into it. The new Tag Champs Team Sub opened the show here, defeating Mitsu and Sayuri. Nice 58. Atsuko is getting better by the day. Crazy stuff, crazy work from her. We then have Down to the Mat taking on Iyuko and Kiyomi, defeating those two young lions. And it's not like a tradition kind of thing, but Birds of Prey are notorious for taking the first tour day of a new tour off. They're not booked tonight, but since Fuyuko Higa has lost the title, they make their presence known as they run out, they ambush Down to the Mat, and Higa and Jemmy say, now that the World Championship is no longer under Apex's grasp, that doesn't mean that they're going to give up the fight. Higa, Jemmy, and Apex, they're going to take the fight to Miwako's stable until one of them, any of them in Apex, earn a world title match. They don't care how long it takes. They don't care if they got to win a tournament. They got to win the new one-shot. They're going to take the fight to Chicas Locas and make their presence known amongst the group to re-earn a title shot. So, Higa and Jemmy making their presence known. Zofia Jankovic defeated Aikira, still trying to give Zofia some momentum. She's still got chilly momentum, so this is what she's going to be doing until it gets in the green, I guess. We kick things off with a fun triangle tag match. Debuting Spider and here tonight. I wanted to see if her and Nami Genda had chemistry. They don't have good or bad chemistry, so there is a good chance I run with these two as a regular duo. I don't know if like a full team or not, but alright, no pros and cons, that's good. But yeah, I think a good undercard team of Nami Genda and Spider Isako would be fun. High Fly Royalty getting another victory here. They, yeah, did they get, no, because Machiko was in a, triangle title match last pay-per-view. But yeah, another win for High Fly Royalty, stole the show here. 71 for Apex's Monster, Romi, and Sei, losing to Icon Idol's big three of Heart Saito, Megumi Nakajima, and Yuma Maruya. And after the match, Yuma Maruya grabs a mic and she says, look, I lost that wager a few months ago to Fuyuko Higa. I wasn't able to challenge for the world title. So me and Megumi, we did our own thing. We tried to win the Dynamo tag. It didn't go too well, but we've still been pretty hot. We made it to the finals there. And now that I'm able to challenge for the world title, I think there's no point in wasting any time and going right. And then Megumi Nakajima cuts her off. She puts her hand over Yuma's microphone and she snatches it and she says, no. Yuma, no. You were prevented from challenging for that world title. And what did I do against my own wishes? Against what I truly wanted to do? I stuck by your side. I entered the tag tournament with you. I've been fighting alongside you. I have deliberately not been challenging for the said world championship because I've been out here teaming with you. Now, I am not going to stand aside and just, now that you're able to do it, take that shot. I won't let it. I won't let it happen. I am going to get that shot. I am not going to let you get another world title shot until I get one. And then Yuma, clearly surprised by this, she says, do you really want to do this? And Megumi responds, yeah, I really want to do this. And Yuma says, fine, let's fight at the pay-per-view to see who's truly worthy of getting a world title shot. And Heart Saito's back there like, holy fuck, okay. No one asked me, but whatever. 60 rated segment. And main event, we have a 5v5 between Best Ever, Connie Morris, Chibi Violence, and The Uprising, and Chicas Locas, Rika Tsujimura, The Termination, Miwako, and Maya. Miwako gets the victory here in the main event, pinning Connie Morris. Just kind of showcasing the new world champion, the two-time world champion, Miwako Katsukawa, now the most over woman on our roster. And, yeah, she then cuts a quick promo afterwards where essentially she's like, look, I think that's a great idea for anyone that looked at the last angle. I want my first title defense in my second reign to be against a real challenger to prove that, I am a champion. So how about this? If they're going to fight at the pay-per-view, I will grant whoever wins that world title, whoever wins that match between Megumi and Yuma, I will give them a world title match at the February pay-per-view. So yeah, just kind of making it official. Yuma versus Megumi will happen. It will be a world title qualifier. And yeah, we made $5,300 rolling in dough. And good way to kick off the final tour and first tour of last year and this year. Alright, day 2 on its way after making an example, I guess, out of Down to the Mat. Fuyuko Higa and Gemi Onishi, along with Yu Hashimoto, will have a match against Down to the Mat and Rina in the main event. Other than that, we got just, normal 5-star shenanigans, I guess. Kicking things off, we got the Rose Queens still trying to give Zofia Jankovic momentum. I will not give up. I promise I will not give up. 43 for the Wounded Warriors, another one. Kaori could use some momentum, so 43 for them. And then Sakura Sada, 38 against Iyuko. Hoping she starts to get a little better. I don't use her as much as I thought I was going to, but I do have her booked on the pay-per-view, spoiler, so, maybe just more exposure. Eventually she'll start clicking on the roster. But yeah, we kick things off with another High Fly Royalty match, as they get another victory in a steal the show bout here. Machiko was off her game, and she still got a 56, so that's fucking great. Amiko got a 61. I really should start doing more with chibi violence, but I have a plan for the immediate future with Best Ever. So without spoiling anything, it's going to be a couple of episodes before I start trying to do stuff. They're really good, but right now it's High Fly Royalty's time to get a shine, because we have a quick promo. Quick as I make it 6 minutes, but I just do that to cheese the rating. We get a promo where Machiko is essentially like, I'm one hell of a triangle champion, and I've been very happily defending that. However, I feel like I've been a little too focused on defending it and ignoring my tag partner. And that's really all she says. So 56 for that. Our semi-main sees Icon Idols Eri Hart and Paige Croft versus Chica Locas, Maya, and Determination. And in a shocking upset, Eri Sato, in her first match after the Romi Yamato victory, she keeps her momentum going as strong as possible as she gets a quick roll-up against Maya during this tag match to get the win for Icon Idols. And yeah, 56 rated match, and Eri Sato and Maya, they get into it afterwards. It's a little butting heads, you know. Maya's not too happy about a quick roll-up loss, but Eri Sato has a mic and she says, look, you can get mad at me all you want, but I just proved it there. I proved it at the pay-per-view. I proved that I am a singles threat, and I just proved right now that I am a threat to you, Maya. And I think I've done more than enough to earn and win the All-Asian Championship. And Maya says, you ain't winning anything. You ain't winning anything. There's no point in fighting you on this. The fucking managers are going to see that loss of mine and give you the title match anyway. So you know what? You're on. You're on, because you try that roll-up shit again, it ain't going to work. So at the pay-per-view, our semi-main, actually, will be Maya versus Eri Sato. I already pre-booked it. For the All-Asian Championship. 60 rated promo. Main event, when in doubt, what do? We fucking get... Jesus, 79 is ridiculous. We Birds of Prey it out. As Yu Hashimoto gets an 8. This is what I was telling the live viewers. Maki going to an MMA fight might be the worst thing for her career, because she's always complaining. And if Yu Hashimoto keeps giving me god tier ratings like this, you can also cut a promo. I might push her heavy, because she's fucking great. And I haven't been able to fully see it, because I was just like, oh, she's with Maki. 79 as Apex win after Yu Hashimoto pins Rina Kasahara. And essentially a great promo, too. My hands are in the air. My biceps look fucking huge. I've been hitting the gym. Sorry. I looked myself in the mirror. Yu Hashimoto essentially cuts a promo like, look, Maki's at the MMA fight. And when I first came into this company, I was a single star. Star, maybe not so much, but I'm a 2-time All-Asian champion, and I focused the past half-decade of my career trying to become the greatest tag team in company history alongside Makiyoshi Fumi, and I think it's time, while Maki's training in the Octagon, that I train in the squared circle by myself and reestablish myself as a singles name. 77 rated promo, and that's how the show ends. But we do have a post-show press conference where, as hinted at by High Fly Royalty earlier in the show, Machiko and Yukiko, they make their claim with the owners and the commissioners, I guess we'll call them the commissioners of the company, Devil and Sensational, that they deserve a tag title shot. They've been white hot on this tour so far, and they think they're the best possible challengers to challenge the new champions team sub. But they are cut off by Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa, who had one hell of a Dynamo Tag Grand Prix, and they haven't really teamed up too much since. But now that a team from Icon Idols wants a title shot, now all of a sudden they bring up the fact that they had one hell of a run, and there is real, quote-unquote, in their words, real potential between the team of Romi and Sei, and they think that they deserve the title shot. So Sensational says on the next show the two teams will duke it out, and the winners will be the first challengers for Team Sub at the pay-per-view. And we finished the show 75 because Birds of Prey are fucking awesome. Apex is fucking crazy good. And we made bank because people heard about how good the main event was going to be, and they bought tickets. And, yeah, so number one contenders match is set for tour day number 3. All right, we are here for the Christmas show of 5SSW. That caught me off guard, but we'll do a Christmas tour special. So I've got more matches than usual. I've put all the Young Lions on one match. And, yeah, it's going to be kind of an angle-heavy show, though. So, but, you know, just you know, think about it. Like, all the girls are wearing, like, Christmas shit. Yuma and Megumi are probably dressed as reindeer or something. And they actually, that's a weird thing, because in the main event, they actually asked to be teamed up together, which is weird. So, we'll see how that goes, I guess. Of course, we have the number one contenders tag title match as Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa take on High Fly Royalty. And yeah, the only other thing is Fuyuko Higa refuses to participate in the Christmas show, which I think is to her gimmick, so she's not here tonight. Also, I can't show you, but I did the call-out feature on Chieko Kita because she was kind of being a problem. And I thought that would get rid of her morale issues, but no, it changed her whole personality from prickly to relaxed, which is crazy good. So hopefully she can stop being so irritated all the time. But other than that, I was so happy that she took the call out well that in the opener I gave her the pinfall victory over the Young Lions. Yay, Chieko! I'm very glad you are reformed, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, Chieko Kita, along with the Uprising Atsuko and Connie Morris, defeat all our Young Lions in the opener here, and it gets a nice 58. Following that is the tag title number one contenders match. It gets a 64 based. But yeah, High Fly Royalty do overcome the team of Romi Yamato and Sei Akutagawa. I think I didn't even actually realize this, but this was the match that I fucked up when I was playing the Grand Prix. I accidentally had Romi and Sei win when they weren't supposed to, so unintentionally I have just given High Fly Royalty the win that they were supposed to get, and also a tag title match as they Team Sub come out and confront the tag champs. It's just like a staring thing, you know. They hold the belts up, other girls look at them, that kind of gimmick. Up next, we have a 3v3 with Yu Hashimoto teaming with the Wounded Warriors and Chibi Violence teaming with Spider Isako. And it's actually Chitose Ariwara that gets the victory with a victory roll pin on Spider. Yu Hashimoto was great. Match gets a 65. And then afterwards, Wounded Warriors look like they're going to leave, but Yu Hashimoto grabs a mic, she tells him to wait, and she says essentially like, hey, when Fuyuko Higa told me, and Apex, that she refuses to partake in the Christmas show, I thought today would be the day that I make my challenge. I want my first singles match on pay-per-view in at least a year, because I don't think I booked her in one. If I have, it's been months in game. And she says, I want my first pay-per-view singles match in a while against you, Chitose. And I wanted tonight to be the moment where it's like, is she still the same girl? Because when I first came to 5SSW, you were on your way out, almost. Your body was turning on you. But I saw flashes of greatness. You're one of the toughest women in the history of this company. And I wrestle with Maki Yoshifumi. And when I saw you, I'm like, there is something special there, but your body turned on you. You were gone from the company. But since you've come back, you haven't gotten injured yet. I want a singles match. I want to give you the chance to prove to the world that you're still a bad motherfucker while I'm trying to prove to the world that I'm a single star. And Chitose looks right at her and she says, I'm gonna give you every fucking thing that I've got. And that is booked for the pay-per-view. Chitose Ariwara versus Yu Hashimoto. Prove yourself match for both women. Angle gets a 73. As we go into the next match, as Rika Rina take on Monster Ishimura and Jemi Onishi. And yeah, it gets a 65, but, oh wait, Rika Rina fucking win. Rika Tsujimura pins Jemi Onishi, and it's a fucking brutal match. Rika Rina jumped them before the bell. They strike way more than usual. They're way more violent than usual, and everyone's watching like, holy shit, what is this? Where are these girls? And they get an upset victory, catching Apex off guard, kind of having control most of the match thanks to that brutal beginning and just consistent onslaught of offense. And after the match, down to the mat, also run out, and they begin to beat both women down, and they don't stop, and they don't stop, until eventually Rika grabs a microphone and she says, I am not one to back down. None of us are ones to back down. And when you and your stupid tag partner Fuyuko Higa think you can come in right in front of us, make a mockery of the Quad Squad, and say that we're nothing but stepping stones, oh, you're gonna take the fight to us to get to Miwako, that's not how we operate. We do not take kindly to disrespect. We didn't take it kindly to us disrespecting each other, and we fought each other. So even though Fuyuko Higa's not here, tell her that if she wants to beat us, then she's going to get the Rika Rina that you saw tonight. She's going to get a version of Down to the Mat that resembles what you saw tonight, and all four of you will fall at the pay-per-view. So they make the challenge. They're not stepping stones. They won't handle disrespect no matter who's given it. 55 rated segment. And we get a quick entrance of Christmas-themed Icon Idols entrance. And Yuma Maruya and Megumi Nakajima, they say, look, we've wanted to team up tonight. Yeah, we're kind of in a rough patch right now. But we're still a unit. And we're still fighting for Icon Idols, not for each other tonight. At the pay-per-view, we fight for each other, but until then, we fight for Icon Idols. And we're gonna put that shit aside, and we're gonna beat Miwako, Maya, and Unstoppable Tai. And the match goes about as exactly as you'd expect. Megumi and Yuma can't fucking get along. Let's say, like, Yuma starts the match. She tags in Eri Sato, and Megumi Nakajima's like, what the fuck? Oh, so you're still trying to hold me back. So then eventually Megumi gets tagged in, and when she tags out, it's again to Eri Sato, and she gives Yuma a nice stare. So it's just, you know, more of that, like maybe Yuma tags Megumi Nakajima really hard across the chest. And essentially, it gets to a point where they continue to refuse to tag each other in. Eri Sato takes way too much of the offense, and Megumi and Yuma spend way too much time focusing on each other than the opponents. And Eri Sato ends up taking the fall, getting the triangle choke locked in. They're held back. Chicas Locas get the victory. And then afterwards, we have a shoving contest between the two women that are going to be main eventing the pay-per-view. A very sour end to Christmas for those two. As the show gets a 68, we draw $5,600, so Christmas has no effect on profit sharing revenue-wise for Japanese companies, if any of you were wondering. If you are in Japan, you can run a show on Christmas and you'll be fine. Alright, we are here, halfway point of the tour. Tour day number 4. Yeah, I mean, matches are happening. I don't really have anything specific to talk about before this show, so let's just get straight into it. We kick off the show with High Fly Royalty getting another win against some Young Lions, going into their tag title match. And then also Team Sub get one. So it's just kind of like we open the show like, hey, we mention a lot, like these are the two teams fighting for the tag titles. And you both see them get easy tag victories. So it's like, oh shit, you know, kind of just building up like which team's better. And then we have Kaori in another match here to get her some momentum. Hopefully they don't seem to click. Unfortunate, but it's fine. It is what it is as long as Kiyomi progresses in skill. We then have a quick angle from Romi Yamato where she's like, look, alright, so my last 2 matches with any sorts of significance have gone pretty fucking poorly, alright? I lost to Eri, and I lost to High Fly Royalty. Now, first off, my choice to not join Icon Idols because they're weak still stands. They're weak, they're useless, and I'm going to show everybody that I am not weak and useless. And, she shows everybody kind of the opposite, as Spider Isako gets a roll-up victory in 10 minutes and 19 seconds, catching Romi Yamato completely off guard. Nami Genda had connection with the strong female crowd. That's awesome. But Spider Isako gets her first ever victory here in 5SSW against the team of Monster and Romi. And yeah, it was a roll-up. It was probably because Romi is not in the best headspace right now. But a win is a win. In the record books, that's how it's going to look. And afterwards, Monster and Romi beat the two down, and Romi says, "You're not getting a fucking fast one on me, Spider." No. This match doesn't mean shit, because at the pay-per-view, you're so happy. Everybody, bring out the confetti. Spider Isako won her first match in 5SSW. Whoop-de-fucking-do, alright? Let's see if you can win a pay-per-view match. Alright, I'm going to train harder than I ever had before, Spider, and I'm going to kick your ass at the pay-per-view. And yeah, that's pre-booking. I forgot to do pre-bookings, so we'll get that here. We'll get that one here. Spider Isako will get her first ever pay-per-view match against a fired up and angry Romi Yamato. 47 rated for the angle. 60 rated match as the Rose Queens and Kinye Mushashibo defeat Icon Idols, Sakura Sada, Heart Saito, and Paige Croft. Sakura Sada was the weak link. Fuck. I really love the story of, like, hey, this person was a jobber, and then we bring her back, and she's great, and she's fucking getting 30s. Okay. 60 rated match. And then after the match, Heart Saito kind of cuts, like, she's a little angry. She's like, look, Megumi and Yuma, two of my best friends, don't get me wrong, love them to death, but, why are they the only ones that everyone's taking as serious title contenders? Did everybody forget that I won the belt in 2016 and I held it until 2017? I am a former world champion myself, and I think it is time that everybody in this company remembers that. And her and Paige Croft leave, 57 rated promo. We then have a quick match, kind of quick. It goes little less than 15 minutes. The Termination versus Eri Sato and Yuma Maruya. A weird pairing, not Megumi Nakajima, who's actually not on this show. And Yuma Maruya mentions this, like, hey, look, this was supposed to be me and Megumi. I suggested let's try it again, and she's like, look, no. Here's what she says. She says, I don't want to team with you. She says that if we continue to team when we've got this super stressful match coming up, then we're going to continue to embarrass not just us, but Icon Idols. And I think that's bullshit. And I'm going to let you know right now that that's bullshit. Megumi, I know you're listening. You're still my best friend. You're still the closest person to me. But you're acting like kind of a prick. And boom, 52. Shots fired from Yuma Maruya to her supposed best friend here. And then our main event, Birds of Prey and Sei Akutagawa defeat the Uprising and Amiko Miyoshi. Beautiful match. Fuyuko Higa is so fucking good. Match gets a 77. And afterwards, Higa is joined by Monster Ishimura now. And she says, look, alright, this is going to be a lot harder than I anticipated, that Jemmy anticipated. But, Quad Squad, I'm going to continue to refer to you as what you are, and that is a stepping stone for us. So if you want, bring that fucking intensity. I don't care if the stepping stone has spikes and razor blades on it. I'm still gonna step over it. So if you want to bring the heat, fucking come to the kitchen. Meet the four of us at the pay-per-view, and you will learn that you are nowhere near Apex. And yeah, 4v4 Quad Squad versus Birds of Prey, Sei, and Monster. Not the semi-main, that's going on before the All-Asian Championship match between Maya and Eri. It'll probably be better than that. It might even be the best match on the show, but I feel like Maya versus Eri and Yuma versus Megumi is storyline-wise better for the card. And 73, great tour show. $5,700. It's only a matter of time before we break that 6K gate in a tour show, and I am gonna lose my shit when we eventually make $6,000 on a tour show. But that's the halfway point of the episode so far, so let's get into tour day number 5. Alright, on the back half of the tour now, and we are finally at a repeat show as this is the first show we've done last year and now this year, and our attendance has skyrocketed since. So, and our show quality has skyrocketed. And yeah, good stuff happening tonight. Megumi Nakajima is going to respond to the allegations. But we open. I have given the team of Nami Genda and Spider Isako a tag. I've made them an official team. I'm going to keep using them as a team while they're both on the undercard, so I might as well give them a team name. They're called Venomous. Spider Isako gets another victory going into her first ever pay-per-view match here in 5SSW up against Yuko and Sayuri. We also have a 52 before Chibi Violence, who I felt bad for because I've kind of been, having them lose a lot, so gave him a win here against Aikira and Kiyomi Mizuka, and then given Sakura Sada another victory in the final Young Lion match. Up next is a 55, because Sei Akutagawa and Yu Hashimoto have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. Guess what? That's also the storyline, is that Wounded Warriors, as we know, Chitose is going to take on Yu at the pay-per-view, and so they have a warm-up match here where Yu Hashimoto teams with Sei Akutagawa, and that's the kind of the story of the match, is that she's used to teaming with Maki so much that it just doesn't really click with Sei, and Chitose Ariwara gets a shock victory up against Yu Hashimoto, who I made sure to protect the shit out of because I didn't want to hurt it that much. I almost didn't even have Chitose win, but we've got so many people that are over. She'll make the popularity back in no time if she loses anything, so we might as well build to the match by having Chitose win here, and a 55 for that. 68, where Heart Saito, Paige Croft, and Eri Sato defeat the trio of Determination and Maya, but it's not Eri Sato pinning Maya, it's Heart Saito getting the victory here. She said last week that she's going to remind everybody that she's a former world champion. Everyone seems to have forgotten that. So, this is a great way to start. Call your shot and fucking win. 68 rated match. Going into our main event, Megumi Nakajima takes the time to respond to the allegations in Yuma Maruya's YouTube video that was titled "The Megumi Nakajima Situation is Crazy." That was a joke, but Megumi Nakajima essentially says, yeah, Yuma, that is what I said. I did say it's a bad idea for us to team while we've got this tension and we're gonna have a match at the pay-per-view. I said it's only gonna make us and Icon Idols worse as a result. I don't know why you think there's some underlying message, but if you want to fight about it, then how about we fucking fight about it? You get some partners, I'll get some partners, 2v2, 3v3, I don't care. If you want to fight, let's spar next week. I'll get some partners, you get some partners. 67, final tour show before Reign Supreme. We're going to have Megumi versus Yuma, and but in the main event, Miwako and Rikarina defeat High Fly Royalty and Megumi Nakajima. Maybe just a lot going on Megumi's mind. Really tough match for them already, and now just everything that's happening. Chicas Locas get the victory here in the main event in 1920 to get a 65 rated segment. And then after the match, Heart Saito, she comes back and she says, Miwako, I was talking to you specifically last show. Everybody's going to remember that I'm a former world champion. Well, I'm going to make them remember by taking on the world champion themselves. I don't believe, I'm pretty sure that whatever the uprising or whatever people are saying that, oh, Megumi and Yuma, they're trying to hold me back. They're not. I know they're not. I'm pretty sure they're not. But I still want everybody to know that I am the same wrestler that I was when I won the world championship back in 2016. and I think there's no better way than taking you on, Miwako. I know I don't deserve a title match, but I think give me a chance against you and I'll prove to the world that I'm still who I say I am. And Miwako says, alright, fine. You want a match? You can have one. If you can find 2 tag team partners, I know you've got Paige Croft. If you can find another buddy, you beat Determination tonight. I'm sure they'll want revenge on you. I'll team up with my girls Determination. I'll take on you and anybody else you want, and you got a match. And Heart Saito says, fine. I'll bring in Sakura Sada. I'll bring in somebody who else has a chip on their shoulder from a few years ago when they were here. I'll bring somebody in. It'll be me, Paige, and Sakura versus you 3, and I'll earn my championship match the hard way. And yeah, 63, that is the final match. I don't know why I went out to pre-book it, but that is the final match pre-booked for this card, as Sakura Sada, Paige Croft, and Heart Saito will take on Toku, Unstoppable, and Miwako. Yeah, I don't need to book anything there. But yeah, that should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 matches. Finish the show. 60. Good 60. You know, Birds of Prey aren't on here, so we're not going to get a crazy good number, but again, that's fine. $5,600 made. Another great tour show in the books. And that concludes 2022. The next episode, the next tour show, will be officially a part of the new year. Alright, we are here for the final tour date. We have our Icon Idols, our spar match. Megumi Nakajima is going to team with Paige Croft. Yuma's going to team with Eri Sato. We also have 2 different matches hyping up the Apex versus the Quad Squad, including a singles match, which we never do. Rika is getting a chance against Higa in a singles match, and the other 3 members of each team are facing off against each other. Heart Saito's teaming with High Fly Royalty against Team Sub and Connie Morris. And then we have, of course, our 3 Young Lion matches. But before that, I do want to announce that in the awards this year, the end-of-year awards, Fuyuko Higa had won Female Wrestler of the Year, and Birds of Prey had won Female Tag Team of the Year. And Independent Wrestler of the Year. Sorry, Female Independent. I'm spoiling the company-specific end-of-year awards. I saved that. I don't know who won those. Well, I know who won the 2 big ones now, but oh well. Female Independent Wrestler of the Year went to Fuyuko Higa, and Tag Team of the Year went to Birds of Prey. Company specific, I haven't looked at that yet. Obviously, we know Fuyuko Higa won Female Wrestler of the Year now. Kind of well-deserved, was the champion for the majority of the year, is the best, most reliable ratings getter on the company. Female Tag Team of the Year goes to Birds of Prey. Clean sweep so far. Female Young Wrestler of the Year went to Amiko Miyoshi. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to try to predict them, actually. So, Female Veteran, I don't know what the cutoff for Veteran is, so I'm going to go ahead and guess. I'm going to see if Yuma qualifies. It's not. I think you have over 38, so Connie Morris was really the only option here. We don't have too many over 38s, and Connie Morris is probably the most over, so that makes sense. Match of the year, it's got to be a fucking Higa title defense. No! It's Team Sub defeating the Persian Queens, the wager match. The wager match was the best match of the year, getting an 89. Okay. Card of the year, I think is, I think it's Dynamo Tag. Yeah, Dynamo Tag had the best. The Joshi Mania was still in, the infancy of the save, so people weren't really synergizing yet. And Final Attack wasn't able to hit that well because I didn't get any creative finishes, so Dynamo Tag did the best. Commentator is just our commentator. We don't have a female color, I guess. Or we don't have a female play-by-play, but we have a female color, which is Devil. And then Referee of the Year probably went to the guy that left us, so that's nice. What's next? We got female referee, we don't have one, and then road agent, there's no road agent award, so that's it. So there's no award for road agent. But, yeah, a damn near clean sweep from Team Sub here. Every single one they qualified for, they won, which is crazy. Higa is crazy good. But, yeah, without further ado, let's get into the actual go-home tour show, as we kick things off with Miwako and Maya defeating the Young Lions, Kiyomi and Mitsu. Nice 61. Really good match for them to have against two of the best on the roster. 54 for the Rose Queens. I don't care if it is the last fucking thing I do. I will not stop giving Zofia Jankovic Young Lion wins until she has good momentum. I won't stop it. And then we gave another one to Spider Isako. Sayuri is fucking great. But Spider Isako, another victory here. She's got her first ever pay-per-view match at the pay-per-view. It's a very uphill battle, even in spite of already pinning Romi Yamato in a tag match. So give her some more momentum going into that. And we kick things off previewing the tag title match. But Heart Saito kind of makes the match about herself. She's trying so hard to prove to everybody that she is still as good as she was when she was the champion, getting another victory here for the team of Icon Idols, pinning Connie Morris with the Flying Tiger Knee, but that also gives the challengers some momentum going into the pay-per-view against Team Sub. 63 here at Sukari Hoshi invented a new move, which is cool. Chicas Locas versus Apex, quad squads down to the mat, and Rina Kasahara pulls another upset over Apex. When Hana Ajibana submitted Monster Ishimura, I protected the shit out of the Apex girls, don't worry. But Chicas Locas win tonight. Can Rika keep the momentum going? Will she beat the female wrestler of the year in 5-star and the independent female wrestler of the year? No. No, I'm sorry. I don't have the balls to do that. Perfection sweep, that is what she called it when she swept the awards. Beautiful 77 here. I knew this was going to be the best match on the show, but having the sparring match between Yuma Maruya and Megumi Nakajima, not main event, just didn't sit right with me. So going into that, who wins the spar? It is Yuma and Eri Sato. Yuma pins Paige Croft with the Yuma special. She wasn't able to beat Megumi Nakajima, and Yuma comes out on top this time, heading into the pay-per-view, heading into the main event of the pay-per-view, where the winner will receive a world title match. 58, not a great show, because the main event did not do as good as the second to last match, and I also didn't have time for any angles. But other than that, we made $5,500 again. Hokkaido, we're getting so over in Hokkaido. Our next tour might be exclusively in Hokkaido. No, actually, never. Probably not in this series. But, yeah, so that's the final tour show heading in to Reign Supreme 2023. Alright, we are here for the second ever Reign Supreme of the Save. The first one got a 66, headlined by Miwako Katsukawa and Fuyuko Higa. Crazy. This was way before Fuyuko Higa was just a 70 rated match machine. Shiori and Team Sub defeated Eri, Yu, and Yuma. What a fucking thing that was. That was before not Birds of Prey. Torment Star didn't have the tag titles yet. Jesus. Megumi and Jemi had the best match, but tonight we're gonna have some great matches. We're opening, of course, with Spider Isako and Romi Yamato, followed by the Heart Saito challenge. Essentially, she wants to prove that she's as good as she was. She wants to prove that she was as good as she was when she first won the title, but so Miwako gave her a 3v3 to show everybody what she's got, and yeah. Then we have Yu Hashimoto versus Chitose Ariwara. Another two people trying to prove something. Chitose wanting to prove that she is no longer bogged down by injuries and still is as good as she was when she very first came into 5-star. And Yu Hashimoto trying to reestablish herself as a prominent single star while Maki Yoshifumi is out fighting in the Octagon. Then we have the tag title match. High Fly Royalty won a number one contenders match to be Team Sub's first defense Will Team Sub, were they just a lightning in the bottle? Did the gas run out going into this title match? We're going to find out. Quad Squad versus Apex. Higa and Jemmy wanted to come in, beat up members of Chicas Locas, and just keep doing that until they earned a title match, but the Quad Squad are not to be fucked with like that, and they've gotten a good few wins over Apex during this tour, so it's looking 50-50. Eri Sato will get a match against Maya for the All Asian Championship. Eri, of course, finally vanquishing her demons in Romi Yamato at the last pay-per-view, and then, of course, pinning Maya with a roll-up during this tour show to earn this title match. And then in the main event, the rematch of the J Grand Prix finals between Megumi Nakajima and Yuma Maruya. They main evented I can't scroll down, I thought I could. They main evented the finals of the J Grand Prix. Yuma Maruya won that time to earn a title match. Now, once again, they're fighting. Winner gets a world title match. Who will come out on top? As we start the show, we don't start it with a match. We started with Devil Karubi and Sensational Ogiwara announcing the one-shot tournament. I mentioned it to you guys, but here's the official announcement. They explain, hey, there's this many people. I don't know how many people yet, but they do. Shh. Essentially, you get one shot. Single elimination tournament. Winner will get a world title match at Big Crush 2023. We are retiring the Women's of Wrestling pay-per-view, and in its place will be the one-shot pay-per-view. So, yeah, they announce it. And then we kick off the matches with Romi Yamato and Spider Isako, who just don't fucking click, which is just exactly what I wanted to see, actually. I really did want that to happen. But yeah, Romi Yamato kind of on a cold streak as Spider Isako gets her first pay-per-view match. But Romi Yamato gets her shit together. She trained as hard as she could like she said she would, and she beat Spider Isako in 10 minutes and 2 seconds to win the match. We then have Chicas Locas versus Icon Idols, and I had to have this one go short because of Sakura Sada. I thought about it. I almost made it go 20, but then I thought it would be better to just take the hit on this specific match, take the short penalty on this specific match instead of the whole show getting a slight penalty because Sakura Sada was used too much. But in the end, it goes 12 minutes and 34 seconds. Heart Saito gets hit with the Katsukawa palm. She does not get to prove what she was trying to prove here tonight as Miwako Katsukawa gets the victory. And after the show, Miwako has a heart-to-heart with Saito, and she essentially says, like, look, we all know that you are one of the top competitors in the world. Despite what everybody says, despite what you might think, despite whatever the fuck the uprising were trying to tell you about being held back, everybody knows that you are one of the top competitors in the world. Let alone female competitors in the world. However, since you were champion, we've all gotten better. We've all adapted, we've all changed, we've all trained. The only thing holding you back from re-achieving what you can do is the fact that you haven't really changed from 2016. You were great in 2016, but you're still trying to be 2016 Heart instead of trying to be a newer, better version of 2023 Heart. I am confident that eventually I'll have to defend my title against you. But if you fail to adapt, then I will be wrong. And it's like, you know, tough love kind of thing. Like, yeah, they're in different stables, but these two don't hate each other. They've been in the same company for years. They've traveled along together. Miwako doesn't hate Heart. So some tough love for Heart Saito here. Getting a 75 rated angle and a talking to, I guess. Next segment, Chitose versus Yu Hashimoto. Guys, I think the Yu Hashimoto singles push might be coming. She is fucking great. She is really something special. And no offense against Maki Yoshifumi, but Maki's got a fucking ego. And she's not better than you. You can cut a promo. She's fucking great. I mean, it goes 19 minutes, 45 seconds, 78 rated performance from Yu. Gets the victory here over Chitose. Yeah, and then after the match, Yu Hashimoto, she helps her up, and she gives Chitose a quick pep talk, like, hey, look, you didn't win tonight. And I don't know if everybody in the building saw it, but I saw it and I felt it. Chitose, you still proved me right. Even though you didn't win, you are still that tough son of a bitch that I saw glimmers of when you were first in 5SSW. And if you keep working on yourself and your body refuses to give up, then you will go back to being one of the most promising and top names that this company has to offer. And then after that, Chitose walks away, and Yu Hashimoto takes the time to quickly announce, like, hey, look, if I want to reestablish myself as a single star, then what's a better way than to enter the 5SSW one-shot tournament and try to win the whole thing? Dogs are going crazy. They love Yu Hashimoto. They're like, she can cut a fucking promo, and she doesn't have an ego like Maki. I'm going to give him a second, see if he calms down himself or if I got to step in. Yeah, I'm going to step in. Give me a minute. Sorry. Alright, sorry about that. Let's keep going. Up next is Apex versus the Quad Squad. Nope, I was wrong. It was the tag titles. The tag title match is next. I rearranged the card from when I originally had it, so on my spreadsheets, it's a little wonky. So, no. Team Sub versus High Fly Royalty. Defense number 1 of Team Sub. The story would be fun to tell, like, hey, they took their feet off the gas, and then they immediately lost their belts. But, no. Team Sub retain. 19 minutes, 50 seconds, Chieko Kita gets the victory over Michiko Matsuda. Team Sub get their first defense. Atsuko gets a fucking 85. Incredible work. Incredible work. Next up, we have that. Now it's time for Apex versus the Quad Squad. 81 rated match. Beautiful stuff. And, like Quad Squad promised, they didn't hold anything back. They once again, just like in that original upset on a tour show, Rika and Rina and Down to the Mat, they jump Apex before the bell. The brutalest forearms, the meanest kicks, the hardest strikes. They hold nothing back. However, Apex also hold nothing back. Monster starts squishing them. Sei starts kicking them across the head. Higa and Jemmy they gel like me in middle school and hair. That kind of gel. It's just so smooth and that was the weirdest analogy. But Fuyuko Higa gets an 87 and Apex come out on top after Jemmy pins Rika Tsujimura with the flying dagger leg drop in 20 minutes and 45 seconds. And after the match, Birds of Prey, they make the announcement. They make their own announcement, much like Yu Hashimoto said earlier. Look, if we want to get back to the World Championship, then just beating on people like Down to the Mat and Rika Rina, that's not going to do it. So much like our stablemate Yu Hashimoto, first off, if we come across you in the tournament, we're sorry, but we're not holding anything back. And we're both going to enter the one shot. And when we meet in the finals, it'll be winner take all. And then the second they finish, we hear the music of Shiori Japensha, who has returned from her injury. She is back. She is back. The leader, the real leader of Best Evers. Not the pseudo, not the interim. Sorry, Atsuko, but Mama's home. Shiori comes back and she says, I don't know who the fuck you two think you are. I don't know what Apex is, but I honestly don't give a shit. Because Best Ever is the best Joshi wrestlers ever. Apex is not the best Joshis. We are. And what I'm going to do, now that I'm cleared to compete, is I'm going to enter this new one-shot tournament. And I'm going to win it. And if I come across any of these nerds and bums in Apex, I'm going to fucking mop the mat with them. 64 for the return of Shiori Japensha, and not just the return, but the official announcement that she is back to wrestle. She will be in the one shot, and she's calling her shot against Apex specifically. God damn, that dog just can't stop. He can't get enough. He can't. I don't blame him. I would lose my shit if Shiori Japensha came back too. I would lose my shit. We're just going to have to power through him. I can't keep stopping to shut him up every second. So hopefully they just calm down eventually. I don't think they are. This is why I usually stream at night. Oh well. 64 for that. Up next, we have the All-Asian Championship. Eri Sato has been on quite the hot streak. However, Maya has been on a hot streak since the very first Reign Supreme. She's been on a hot streak since the very first show of 2022. And as great as Eri looked tonight, lasting 22 minutes and 4 seconds, once Maya locked in that triangle choke, it was all over as she makes defense number 7 of the All-Asian Championship. Great match. Afterwards, Maya does it herself. I promise this is the last declaring, but she says that, look, I've been the All-Asian Champion forever, and I've made this title one of the best and most anticipated titles anytime you hear it's got a match, and I've defended it with pride, and I want to continue to defend it with pride. However, I think it's time that I try to make that step up. I am officially going to be entering the one-shot tournament, and if I come out the winner, and I face either my stablemate, Miwako Katsukawa, Yuma Maruya, or Megumi Nakajima, I will also put the All-Asian Championship on the line, and it will be a winner-take-all at the main event of Big Crush. 63 rated. Big announcement. If Maya wins, that's only if, then she will defend her title while she's challenging for the world title. And yeah, it's main event time. Megumi versus Yuma, number 2. It goes 28 minutes. They hold nothing. It's way, way more brutal than the first time they fought. Because the first time they fought, there was some tension. But now there's some real tension. Megumi held her own career back at the end of 2022 to stay alongside Yuma while she couldn't challenge. And she saw Yuma trying to get a world title match immediately after the stipulation was up, a slap to the face. And Yuma thought it was a slap to the face when Megumi Nakajima said it's probably not the best for us to team up while we're, building to a match. And she said, yeah, just tell me how you really feel. And so the tensions are high. The spar did nothing to quell that. And in 28 minutes and 18 seconds, Megumi Nakajima goes over this time. She defeats Yuma Maruya, which she was unable to do at the end of the first J Grand Prix of this save. She doesn't do that great, but the creative finish hit. She was off her game. I don't care. The storyline hits, and that means Megumi Nakajima will get a world title match at the one-shot tournament show. It's just called 5SSW one-shot. It's not tournament or anything. It's just 5SSW one-shot. At the first ever 5SSW one-shot pay-per-view, we will see Megumi Nakajima versus Miwako Katsukawa. But after the match, once the dust is settled and Megumi was announced the winner, Yuma Maruya gets up. She grabs a microphone. She gets right in Megumi Nakajima's face. She looks kind of angry. But she says into the microphone, "You've earned it, Megumi. You've beat me. You've put me in my place, you could even say. And I want you to know that now that this is over and you've won, that I will be in your corner 100%. You've got my full support in the build-up. If you need help, if Chicas Locas try anything, you've got me. I will be your number one supporter, your number one fan. I'll be right there for you." And then they hug, and we end the show with a nice 63 rated segment. 78 for the overall show. Beautiful show. I'm really happy with that. I think the storylines hit. The main event doing an 81 is so much better than I thought. I really thought it was going to be mid-70s. I really thought Apex were going to steal the best card, but it is what it is. Great show. Let's finish it. Let's address the locker room. Give Chieko Kita her goddamn fucking praise, and she wants to cry all the fucking time. Fuyuko Higa will give a hug. And I will get Etsuko Ariyoshi some more praise. Some more praise. She had a great performance tonight. We made $26,000. And we gained pop in everywhere but Kansai and Hokkaido. But we gained pop in Kansai during the tour. So that's fine. I'm fine with that. Great show. I'm really happy. We have come such a long way in just 1 year. As Miwako and Higa couldn't even get a 70 rated match. And now we only had 2 matches get less than a 70. So, great stuff. I don't know. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna let this sim go through. Just in case. I want to see anything good coming. Reign Supreme, yep. Jumbo Jackson, I do not give a fucking shit. Let's see. What did it get? The show was awesome. Were we the best show on? 76, 78. We were the best show of the night. We were the best show of the night. Give it up for them. Chieko still, I think I just have to fucking give her a nice speech one more time and then she'll be not mad. So, that's fine. Yeah, no, great show. We're starting the one shot in 9 days. I might bring an outside name or two. I don't know for certain. Other than that, yeah, how much we made? $47,000. Honestly, yeah, usually I got more to talk about here, but I don't. So yeah, I'll finish this off. If you're seeing this before noon Central Standard Time on the 20th, then make sure you vote in the BCG poll. Right now, it's looking like we're gonna end BCG but start something new. So, but if somehow BCG can come back and get the lead and continue its story, then on Friday that will be the stream. We'll do the BCG stream. If not, I'll do another 5SSW stream, and then I might make a second poll because I don't know if I want to see if people want to see Real World or Seaverse. So we'll see. Well, it's not Friday yet. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all come back for the first ever 5SSW one-shot tournament.